Welcome to the deep dive, where today
oh boy,
we are,
this is gonna be good.
we're diving into a story about bolters
Okay.
and battle brothers and bugs.
Okay.
The big kind.
All right, I guessed it.
I am so there. This is Warhammer 40K.
Excellent.
And let me tell you,
Hit me.
this story about the Ultramarines,
Okay.
it's grim.
Oh, it's always grim.
Even for the 41st millennium.
It's true, though, isn't it? This excerpt we're diving into today
Oh, yeah.
does not let up for a second.
No.
It just throws you right
Oh, it throws you right into the meat grinder.
with Chaplain Cassius and the boys
Yeah.
getting ready to face down a Tyranid invasion.
So, we open on Styxia,
Okay.
a world on the brink.
Right on the edge.
Yeah. Now, I know you're a fellow Warhammer enthusiast.
Oh, you know it.
So you know what a Tyranid invasion means.
Oh, yeah.
But for our listeners who may be new to this,
You're right.
this corner of the galaxy,
Yeah.
imagine a swarm of bioengineered nightmares
Uh-huh.
that are descending upon a planet
Right.
with the sole purpose of devouring everything.
That tracks.
And I mean everything.
Oh, yeah.
Biomass,
Uh-huh.
minerals,
It's all on the menu.
people.
Oh, yeah. It's a galactic buffet
Yeah.
of horrifying proportions.
It's a big...
And, you know,
Yeah.
leading the charge for these delightful creatures,
Oh, yeah.
we have a Norn Queen.
Oh, the Norn Queen.
This isn't just some scouting party.
This is the big leagues.
This is the real deal.
Yeah, if the Norn Queen's involved,
Full-blown invasion.
you know things are about to get
Catastrophic.
really grim.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of grim, we find Chaplain Cassius
Okay.
and his Ultramarines.
Yes.
They're desperately trying to fortify
Trying to hold the line.
this location called Cordus Via.
Right.
It's a strategically important crossroads,
It's
basically the last stand for the whole planet.
last bastion of hope.
Now, Cassius,
Yeah.
he's a fascinating character.
Yeah. Oh, he's a piece of work.
The excerpt really dives into
Oh, yeah.
his unwavering faith in the Codex Astartes,
Oh, here we go.
almost to the point of obsession.
Classic Cassius.
It's like his holy scripture,
Oh, yeah, the Codex Astartes,
Yeah.
that's like his Bible.
guiding every decision,
Every tactic.
every tactic.
It's all in there.
Remember, the Codex Astartes was written by Roboute Guilliman,
Oh.
Primarch of the Ultramarines.
The Avenging Sun.
A being as close to a god as you can get
Basically a god.
in the 40K universe.
For sure.
So when Cassius is following the Codex,
Yeah.
he's not just following orders.
Yeah.
He's adhering to divine wisdom.
It's the word of the Primarch.
At least that's how he sees it.
Oh, absolutely. That's how he sees it.
Which makes sense in a universe where faith and firepower
Go hand in hand.
go hand in hand.
Oh, yeah.
But here's where it gets interesting.
Okay, tell me more.
The excerpt kind of hints at some tension
Oh, tension.
within Cassius's ranks.
Within the ranks. All right.
Yeah, his sergeants.
Yeah.
While loyal, they
Ugh.
seem hesitant about this whole last stand situation.
I mean, can you blame them?
I mean,
They've seen some things.
they're veterans.
These guys have seen it all.
They know that sometimes even the Codex
Can't save you.
can't save you from a bad day.
Sometimes you're just out of luck.
Sometimes you just get unlucky.
Even if you're following the Codex to the letter.
Yeah, and they just witnessed the devastation of High Fleet Behemoth.
Oh, yeah, that wasn't pretty.
So to then be asked to
To throw their lives away.
throw their lives away, essentially,
Yeah.
for a world that they may not be able to save,
For a lost cause.
it's a tough pill to swallow.
Even for a chapter as devout as the Ultramarines.
It's that classic 40K dilemma.
What's that?
Duty versus survival.
Right.
Faith versus pragmatism.
The big questions.
And speaking of firepower,
Okay, let's talk firepower.
things get picked up a notch.
Oh, yeah. How many notches?
I would say 10,
10 notches.
with the arrival of not one,
Okay.
but two.
Right.
Imperial Titans,
Here we go.
Dominatus Rex,
Okay.
and Victorix.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about walking cathedrals of destruction,
Oh, yeah.
armed with enough firepower to make a supernova jealous.
Don't forget the volcano cannons.
They're the volcano cannons.
Imagine a weapon
Oh, yeah.
capable of unleashing a concentrated blast of molten fury,
It's magnificent.
incinerating everything in its path.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful, but terrifying.
It is terrifying.
It's enough to make even a Tyranid think twice.
Okay, maybe not think,
Okay, maybe not think.
but it definitely makes a mess.
It'll definitely ruin your day.
Yeah.
But you know what I think is really interesting here?
What's that?
It's not just the firepower.
Okay.
It's the uneasy alliance that it represents.
The uneasy alliance.
You see the Titans,
Yeah.
controlled by the Adeptus Mechanicus.
The Adeptus Mechanicus.
A faction that worships technology.
They worship technology.
With a religious fervor.
Oh, they love their toys.
Oh, they love their toys.
Yeah.
And they're not always on the same page
Really?
as the Space Marines.
I would imagine not.
To put it mildly, it's an alliance born of necessity. The Imperium needs them both.
Needs the Space Marines and the Mechanicus.
The Space Marines and the Mechanicus?
Yeah.
To survive.
To survive.
But the trust,
I can imagine it's not very high.
it's thinner than a Necron's patience.
So you've got these two forces,
Yeah.
each with their own agendas
Their own beliefs.
and their own beliefs,
Yep.
standing side by side against this common enemy.
A common foe.
The tension must be palpable.
Oh, yeah, you could cut the tension with a chainsword.
I would not want to be caught between a Space Marine
Yeah?
and a tech priest.
Especially not when there's a planet-sized swarm of bioengineered horrors on the horizon.
Speaking of those horrors,
Oh, here we go.
the Tyranid attack begins,
Okay.
but it's not what anyone expects.
Oh, what happens?
Instead of the typical overwhelming swarm, they attack in small, almost suicidal waves.
What?
It's like they're deliberately throwing themselves at the Imperial defenses.
That's strange.
Yeah.
That's not how they usually operate.
No.
It's almost like
Yeah.
there's something else going on here.
Yeah.
What could it be? Like they're trying to wear them down?
Yeah.
Deplete their ammunition?
Drain their morale.
Or drain their morale?
Yeah.
This is classic Norn Queen strategy.
The Norn Queen.
Oh, yeah, she's a crafty one.
So this is all part of her plan.
Oh, yeah, she's playing the long game here.
Okay.
Sacrificing these smaller broods
Right.
to wear down the Imperial forces.
So it's like she's sacrificing a few pawns
Exactly.
to set up a checkmate.
Precisely.
But in this game,
Yeah.
the pawns are monstrous creatures with claws and teeth the size of chainswords.
Yeah.
And the checkmate involves the complete annihilation of an entire planet.
As it often does in the 41st millennium,
It usually does.
stakes are always high.
Always high.
And you know what makes it even worse?
What's that?
The Tyranids, they adapt.
Oh, no.
Every battle,
Yeah.
every fallen foe. It's a learning experience for the hive mind.
Oh, no.
They are constantly evolving, finding new ways to exploit weaknesses.
It's like fighting a constantly shifting nightmare.
That's a great way to put it.
But Cassius,
Yeah.
being the seasoned veteran he is,
Right.
he sees through the Norn Queen's tactics.
Okay.
He knows he can't win a war of attrition.
Not against those numbers.
Not against those numbers.
Yeah.
So he takes a page out of the first strike hard playbook
Okay.
and devises a plan.
All right.
So audacious,
Oh, really?
so potentially suicidal,
Okay.
that it just might work.
All right. I'm intrigued.
He's going for the jugular,
Whoa.
or whatever passes for a jugular on a Norn Queen.
Right.
He's gathering a strike force,
Okay.
the best of his remaining Ultramarines,
The best of the best.
and launching a direct assault
oh, my God.
on the heart of the Tyranid invasion force.
This is a bold move.
It's a bold move, Cotton.
Very bold.
But
yeah.
remember those hesitant sergeants we talked about?
Oh, yeah. They were a little unsure.
Their doubts
Yeah.
come to a head.
Oh, boy.
Dasha,
Yeah. Dasha.
the senior sergeant,
Okay.
actually challenges Cassius's plan,
Whoa, 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 whoa.
which is pretty unheard of.
Yeah, in the Space Marines.
In the Space Marines.
You don't question your superior officer,
No.
especially a chaplain,
Right.
in the middle of a war zone.
In the middle of a war zone.
You've got to be kidding me.
That takes guts.
Guts or desperation?
Probably a bit of both.
Probably a bit of both.
Dasha argues
Okay.
that even if they manage to kill the Norn Queen,
Yeah,
it might not be enough to stop the entire invasion.
that's a good point.
They'll be walking into a meat grinder,
Yeah,
sacrificing themselves without guaranteeing victory.
that's the thing.
It's a brutal calculus,
It is a brutal calculus.
but a necessary one.
But in the 41st millennium,
In the 41st millennium,
it often comes down to that.
it does,
These are the choices they have to make.
and it really highlights the moral dilemmas
Absolutely.
faced by those on the front lines.
Yeah.
These aren't just mindless soldiers.
Right.
They're veterans.
They've seen things.
They've seen countless battles.
Us brothers.
Lost brothers.
Yeah.
Witnessed the horrors of war firsthand.
Yeah. They understand the cost of victory.
They understand the cost,
Better than anyone.
but Cassius,
Yeah. Cash.
he's got that unwavering faith
in the Emperor.
in the Emperor,
Yeah.
that belief
Yeah.
that their sacrifice will mean something
Right.
in the grand scheme of things.
In the grand scheme of things.
He's willing to gamble everything
Wow.
on this one desperate strike.
It's all or nothing.
And frankly,
Yeah.
I can't help but admire his grit,
Yeah, he's got guts.
even if I question his judgment.
Yeah. Maybe not the best judgment.
And let's not forget,
Others more.
he's also dealing with the Imperial Guard,
Oh, the guard.
who are understandably concerned about being on the receiving end of a Tyranid onslaught.
I can't imagine they're too thrilled about that.
If Cassius's plan fails,
Yeah, that's not good for anyone.
General Arca,
Arca.
the guard commander,
Yeah, okay.
practically begs Cassius to reconsider.
Really?
They've fortified Cordus Via,
They've poured everything into this.
turned it into a fortress,
Yeah,
and he believes they can hold out
they can hold the line.
long enough for reinforcements to arrive,
That's the hope.
which makes sense.
Strategically speaking,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Why risk everything
Yeah,
on a single desperate gamble
when you might be able to buy some time.
when you might be able to buy some time?
Yeah.
But Cassius,
Cassius.
he sees the bigger picture.
Okay.
He sees the long game,
What's the long game?
the existential threat that the Tyranids represent.
Right.
He knows that time
Yeah.
is a luxury they can't afford.
It's a luxury they don't have.
The Tyranids are relentless,
They are relentless.
constantly adapting,
Always adapt.
constantly learning.
Always learning.
Delaying the inevitable won't stop them.
It'll just make them stronger.
It'll just make them stronger. Exactly.
Richer.
It's a clash of perspectives.
I see that.
The Guard, with their limited resources, their grim determination,
They're just trying to survive.
focused on holding the line,
Yeah.
defending their own little corner of the galaxy.
Right.
And the Space Marines,
Yeah.
with their superhuman abilities
We're genetically engineered super soldiers.
Yeah.
It's a different breed.
and their unshakable faith,
Their faith in the Emperor.
tasked with facing the most terrifying threats the galaxy has to offer.
That's their burden to bear.
So,
Yeah.
with his sergeants questioning his every move,
Right.
and the Imperial Guard pleading for a different approach,
It's a tough spot for Cassius.
Cassius sets off on this suicide mission to kill the Norn Queen.
Oh boy. This is not going to end well.
And let me tell you,
Oh no.
the journey itself
Yeah.
is a nightmare.
Oh really?
The text describes them crossing this
Yeah.
desolate
Yeah.
alien landscape,
Yeah.
riddled with these things
Yeah.
called biomines.
Biomine.
Biomines.
What are those?
Imagine
Okay.
landmines,
Uh-huh.
but instead of exploding metal fragments,
Right.
they erupt with teeth, claws,
That's disgusting.
and digestive fluids.
Oh, that's just not right.
Even the name
Jaeger mines.
sends shivers down my spine.
I can imagine.
It's a testament to the durability of power armor
Oh, yeah, their armor's amazing.
that the Space Marines can even walk through that landscape,
That's true.
let alone fight in it.
Yeah.
Their armor is more than just protection.
It's like a life support system.
It's a life support system,
filtering out toxins,
regulating temperature.
enhancing their senses.
It's basically a walking tank,
Yeah.
crossed with a hazmat suit,
That's a good way to put it.
all wrapped up in some seriously intimidating aesthetics.
Yeah, they look cool.
They look cool.
They look really cool.
Speaking of intimidating,
All right, let's talk about it.
let's talk about the big confrontation.
Here we go.
Spoiler alert, folks.
Spoiler alert.
The Ultramarines
Yeah.
do reach the Norn Queen's lair,
Okay.
and things get predictably messy.
Predictably messy.
We're talking about close quarters combat
Oh, boy.
against a creature
Okay.
that would make a Carnifex look like a house pet.
Oh, that's a big creature.
The text describes the Norn Queen as this
Yeah.
towering monstrosity
Uh-huh.
surrounded by a living shield of monstrous bodyguards.
This is going to be tough.
And those Harridans,
Yeah. Those flying bio shit.
yeah, those things are creepy.
The stuff of nightmare.
They are terrifying.
Swooping down from the sky with their claws and bio cannons. Tearing through Space Marine armor like it's paper.
I hate when that happens.
It's a brutal, chaotic battle.
Brutal and chaotic.
With every inch gain.
Yeah,
Costing the Ultramarines dearly.
it's a high price to pay.
But they keep pushing forward. Driven by their faith.
Driven by their faith.
Their training.
Their training.
And probably just a little bit of stubborn refusal to die.
That's the Ultramarines for you.
On a random alien planet. That's the thing about them. What happens?
As the battle rages,
Yeah.
Cassie starts to realize
Uh-oh.
that his sergeants might have been right.
You're kidding?
The Tyranids,
Yeah.
they're not just throwing themselves at the Ultramarines.
Right.
They're herding them,
What?
funneling them
into a trap.
deeper into the heart of the lair.
Oh, no.
It's like they're playing right into the Norn Queen's hands.
Or claws, as it were.
Or claws.
Right.
And as the excerpt ends,
Yeah.
we're left with this chilling realization.
Get me.
Cassius.
Yeah, Cassius.
The devout.
Right.
The determined. The utterly stubborn.
That's our Cassius.
Has led his men into a trap.
Oh, no. Man, talk about a cliffhanger.
Oh, I was on the edge of my seat.
Right.
It really gets you thinking.
That's what I love about this excerpt.
Yeah.
It's not just about bolters and chainswords.
Yeah.
It's about the strategy.
The tactics.
The agonizing choices that these commanders have to make.
These impossible decisions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It really makes you think,
What would I do?
what would I do in that situation? Unfortunately.
The excerpt ends.
I know. I wish we could see more.
Before we see that final confrontation
Yeah.
with the Norn Queen.
With the big bad herself.
But we do get some hints
Okay.
about what happens next.
Give me some hints here.
Remember those Titans we talked about?
Oh, yeah. The Dominatus Rex and the Victorix.
The planet-cracking behemoths themselves.
Hard to forget those.
Right.
What about them?
Well, Cassius,
Yeah.
he orders them back to Plainsfall.
He what?
He abandons Cordus Via.
He abandons Cordus Via.
He sacrifices the city
Wow.
to buy time for the main Imperial force.
That's a tough call.
That's a big decision.
But that just shows you the gravity of the situation.
Yeah.
Cassius wouldn't abandon
Oh,
a strategically vital location like that
absolutely not.
unless he believed that the Norn Queen posed a direct and immediate threat
Yeah.
to Plainsfall
To Plainsfall.
and possibly the entire planet.
The whole planet.
It's a classic example
It really is.
of that grim calculus of war
Yeah.
in the 41st millennium.
The 41st millennium.
Sacrifice a few
Yep.
to potentially save many.
And it really speaks volumes
It does.
about how dangerous this Norn Queen is.
Oh, yeah.
That Cassius is essentially acknowledging
Yeah.
that even with the might of two Titans,
Two full-fledged Titans.
holding Cordus Via is no longer a viable option.
It's a lost cause.
It's like he's playing a game
Yeah.
of intergalactic chess.
Okay.
And he's sacrificing a rook
Okay.
to protect his king.
I like it.
But in this game,
Yeah.
the rook is a heavily fortified city.
A vital strategic point.
And the king
Yeah.
is an entire planet.
With billions of lives at stake.
Billions of lives.
The stakes couldn't be higher.
No, they couldn't.
If the Imperial forces at Plainsfall fail,
Yeah.
Styxia is as good as devoured.
It's over.
It makes you wonder,
It does.
what happens to Cassius and his men
In that final confrontation.
in that final confrontation?
Do they make it out alive?
Yeah.
Does their sacrifice mean anything?
In the grand scheme of things.
In the grand scheme of things.
We just don't know.
We don't know.
But that's the beauty of it.
That's the beauty of Warhammer 40,000.
That's Warhammer 40K for you.
It leaves you wanting more.
Yeah.
This little excerpt.
Just to tease.
It's just a taste
Yeah,
of that
yeah. The vast,
unforgiving universe.
The grim darkness.
The grim darkness.
of Warhammer 40K.
It shows you the horrors,
The horrors.
the sacrifices,
The impossible choices.
Yeah.
All those things.
and it makes you want to know more.
It does make you want to know more.
And that's why we love it. And that's why we're here.
So for anyone listening who
Mhm.
was captivated by Chaplain Cassius,
By Cassius,
those Ultramarines,
those noble Ultramarines.
I highly recommend checking out
Yes.
the Ultramar campaign books.
The Ultramar campaign books.
They delve deeper into the history
Yeah.
of this noble chapter,
Their victories,
their tragedy
and ongoing struggle.
against the enemies of mankind.
There you have it, folks.
Another deep dive,
A deep dive into the heart of a Tyranid invasion,
courtesy of
courtesy of,
his stoic
and ever so slightly stubborn,
Ultramarines.
Ultramarines.
It's a grim tale,
A very grim tale.
full of tough choices
Tough choices.
and even tougher enemies.
Even tougher enemies.
But it's a reminder
It is.
that even in the darkest corners of the galaxy,
There is hope,
there's always hope
even if it's powered by bolters
and fueled by faith.
and fueled by faith.
Until next time,
Until next time,
may your bolters never jam
may your chain swords remain sharp.
and the Emperor protect.
And remember, in the grim darkness of the 41st millennium,
There's only war.
but hey,
What's that?
at least it's interesting, right?
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Me neither.